Elementary, my dear players. The game is afoot.
Happy Sherlock Day, everyone, and welcome to our brand new game show, Elementary, my dear players. I am your host, Jasmine Garcia, and joining us today are...
Hi, Sam Marshuni. Sherlock, Mr. Holmes, can I borrow some of your painkillers, please? There's a stone in my intestines.
Oh
no. I'm Shamila Karanakra, and to quote Holmes himself, there's nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact.
I realized that. Hi, I'm Callie, and Jazz is my best friend, Jazz Silly Pants Garcia.
And it's River, and I've been here the whole time.
Right.
We are going to be very silly today. So basically, we realized at very last minute that it was going to be Sherlock Day on the 22nd, and it just felt illegal to not do something. So we have thrown together this little trivia game. All of our players here are going to be playing. River was kind enough to set up the Kahoot, so they will be my co-host, and we're just going to have some fun today. There's no prize, unless we can think of a prize.
Sadly, due to licensing, none of you will be able to hear the sick-ass Kahoot music.
Editor Jasmine here, but that's okay because I got some sick violin music from Upbeat. Thank you, Upbeat. It felt fitting to make it violin, Sherlock.
The prize is getting to write a fanfic wherein Sherlock Holmes exposes Eliza Doolittle, except he doesn't because he's not a total dick. Steven.
Ooh, I like that.
The prize is Pluto because it becomes a planet again, because you heard about Pluto. That's messed up, right?
Kiddos and kidlets of the jury, please insert the game pin, and once y'all are in, we can start. For safety's sake and for facilitation's sake, I will not be playing, because
Yes,
I wrote
same.
the questions.
Same here, obviously. Samlock Holmes, love that.
That's adorable.
Yeah, is that supposed to be a kangaroo with is that supposed to be a kangaroo fucking Jack?
It's a
I think
kangaroo,
so,
right?
and I'm obsessed.
It's a kangaroo with shades.
Of course you did, Sean Spencer, Callie. Callie was begging us to do some psych references for this one, because there's been like a bajillion video essays about how Psych is a Sherlock Holmes adaptation, actually. And Shami, is that you as Joni?
Yeah.
That's not a deerstalker, that's one of those stupid pith helmets, so we'll go with the monocle.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, the monocle's
Wait,
adorable.
you can change your icon? Oh my god. Ah!
Yeah, oh god, yep. Oh, we've opened up a can of worms. Callie will be looking.
While you guys look over, I will explain the categories in which we have developed. We have Name That Sherlock, in which you will get a photo of a Sherlock, and you must determine which Sherlock it is. Real or Fake, where you must determine whether or not a description of a Sherlock Holmes premise is an actual Sherlock Holmes or something I made up. You will get a Quote the Sherlock, which is a quote from any of the varieties of Sherlocks that we could gather, and you must determine which Sherlock said it. And you have a random grab bag of trivia, which are just some spare facts that couldn't fit into any of the other three categories. There are 21 questions total. We were gonna make it an even 20, but then we said 221B, so 21 it is. Alright, everyone ready? Then let's begin.
River, do we want to switch out who reads each question?
Sure, you take the evens, I'll take the odds.
Cool.
Question 1. Name that Sherlock! Is it A, Basil Rathbone, B, Shermouse Holmes, C, Basil of Baker Street, or D...
Well, I feel like
The
a
hell?
fucking idiot. I got the first part right. Does that count?
While I was in the ER, and then I ended up
No,
watching
Basil
Muppet Treasure
Rathbone is the
Island
actor
instead.
who played Sherlock in, like, one of those early serials.
Yes. Yes,
Of course.
Also, most of these have an answer that basically boils down to dude, what the hell? In some capacity.
I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes, that was a Callie gimme. All right, next question.
All right, so far Sam is on top. Congratulations, Sam. Name that Sherlock. All right, is it White Man number 12? Gregory House, Sherlock Holmes without the L,
or James Wilson. And it looks like everyone got that one right. Congratulations. I mean,
He was white man number 12 in prison. I mean, it does count. It wasn't wrong.
The only way I really know House is of that one episode where he, quote-unquote, disproves asexuality, so he dead to me.
that's valid. That's valid.
He is, however, one of the few consultant detective, quote unquote, who is a definitive Sherlock delineation as compared to just in the same vein and genre, so he had to show up.
And like the argument that pretty much all procedural fiction has roots in Sherlock Holmes, of course.
And also, like, he did say autism isn't bad, and you shouldn't try to cure it, was also an episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like he's a complicated character or something.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3. Name that Sherlock. Is it A, Please Have Mercy, B, Theogram, C, Joan Holmes, or D, Sarah Shelley Futaba? And 2 out of 3 of you got it as Sarah Shelley Futaba from Miss Sherlock.
Yes, this was
I've never heard of this one.
No,
Yes,
it's a
this-
Japanese version of it where both Sherlock and Holmes are played by Japanese women.
Yep.
Interesting.
Her performance is great. Like, I mean, it's very clearly trying to kind of invoke the BBC Sherlock one, but yeah.
Well, I feel dumb. I'm bad at this.
It's fine, don't worry.
We're here to have fun, Callie. Damn it! It's your birthday. Have fun.
I'm trying!
Name that Sherlock. Is it Sherlock Holmes, Wishbone Holmes, Sherbark Holmes, or that is
We're
a
all
dog?
wrong, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's
You're
just
all-
Sherlock.
You're all
Yep.
wrong. Wishbone always plays the character, never just a variation of himself.
I always forget.
Listeners, you should know they did say Wishbone Holmes, which is adorable. But yeah, nobody got that one right, unfortunately.
He is always
was-
just the character who
Yes.
just happens to be a dog.
Yep, we are in fact sneaky motherfuckers. Thank you for noticing.
You should ask me later about the question that I got yelled at about because I tried to be sneakier. Question number 5, the last Name That Sherlock. Name that Sherlock. Is it A, Kermit Holmes, B, Kermit but Sherlock, C, What do you mean the Muppets were babies, or D, Kermlock Holmes?
I got it right! I did it!
Yay!
The answer
Finally!
is Kermlock Holmes.
They went for the pun.
I had to guess!
I'm glad that none of you were surprised by What do you mean the Muppets were babies?
We make our dreams come true.
All right, true or false? And so this is where we're doing the real or fake. So this is a Sherlock who solves crimes in a futuristic New London. Is this real or do we make this up?
You all went with real, and that is correct.
Yep, Sherlock.
It sounded
So yes, this was Sherlock Holmes.
2000 or something?
Sherlock Holmes.
is 22nd century.
Yes, John is a cyborg in that one.
Interesting.
And the only reason I know about this is because it would come on right after Archie's Weird Mysteries, back when I watched that, which is what I had hoped Riverdale was going to be.
Real
Go
or
ahead.
fake? A Sherlock solves crimes amidst a world driven mad by the great old ones.
This seems like some Alan Moore bullshit.
It is a real Sherlock.
It is not Alan Moore, though. It is Neil Gaiman.
Oh!
A Study in Emerald. And do you guys want to know the plot twist?
No!
Okay.
Because I want to read this for myself now.
I own the graphic novel.
Moore and it's Neil Gaiman, my interest just rose.
Yes, I own the graphic novel. I recommend that one. It is beautiful. All right, good. Way to go, Sammy.
Guess he's back.
Real or fake?
An alien finds inspiration to solve crimes in the style of Sherlock.
It's fake! I made this one up!
We did, in fact, make this one up.
I did it!
Good job, Callie.
Volume.
Good lord. But yes, shockingly, no. We could not find any evidence that there's ever been an alien Sherlock Holmes. And we should fix that. Because that sounds
My
like that'd be
ADHD
awesome.
beds haven't kicked in, okay?
Yeah, the closest one was the crossover with Jules Verne's War of the Worlds.
Yep, exactly. We were just thinking that.
Real
And that's
or
H.G. Wells.
fake?
It's
A Sherlock finds himself part of a task force to take on an alien and supernatural crimes. It's fake, baby! That's
Super
just Super
Hulock.
Hulock!
You fools!
Oh,
We have haunted
How dare you weaponize my trauma?
I am citing the deep magic because I was there when it was written.
No, you weren't!
Yes, I was! Motherfucker! I was 12 when Super Hulock became big.
They were
I was
arguably
deep
the
in the
most
trenches.
age-appropriate. They were arguably the most age-appropriate, Callie.
When something happens, why is it always these three?
Truly.
My point exactly.
Oh, not that
Last-
reference.
Your last
This-
real or fake?
This Sherlock tries to solve a crime while Martians invade.
Speaking of
Shami just gave that answer too, is the thing.
Speaking of the Sherlock H.G. Wells crossover,
yep.
Yep, Shami accidentally gave this away.
You hurt me deeply with this, Jazz.
Why?
Because you built up my doubt
I'm
and
sorry.
let me fall into the trap.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, 11. Quote the Sherlock. I have a gift that allows me to see truth where others see the illusion. Is it elementary, Sherlock, Jacoby, or please just take mercy on my cold dark soul? It is Jacoby, which is one that Jazz has more experience in than I do.
Yes. So this is ironically, this is the closest we got to an actual Super Hulock in a weird way. It is a series of novels in which it is a blatantly a Sherlock Holmes thing, but it's set in an urban Victorian. It's set in an urban fantasy set in around the Victorian era.
So
There's
steampunk.
Yeah, it's almost steampunk. There's dragons. The Sherlock Holmes kind of gets a ghost girlfriend at one point. There's dragons. It's a fun little series. I recommend it. And also, this Sherlock says trans rights.
Oh,
Nice.
We love a Sherlock that says trans rights.
I think Callie has read a bit of Jacoby. I think I recommended it to them at one point. Quote the Sherlock. Pity, we could have split the fee. Think it through next time. Is it what in the hells? Is it Sherlock? Is it House MD? Or is it Detective Chimp?
Everyone got it. It is indeed Sherlock. And yes, I did have to pull it from the TikTok audio that's running around because I thought it was funny. Sometimes that show was kind of funny.
Moffat's good at dialogue. We can't deny that, unfortunately. I want to, but I really can't.
I will never forgive him for what he did to Gemma Chan, though.
I mean, duh. Her monologue in Crazy Rich Asians was actually about him.
Quote the Sherlock. He's not in the habit of locking up girls for rudeness. Is it A, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, B, What in the Hell, C, Miss Sherlock, or D, Enola Holmes? It is indeed The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. I wanted to put the Athena Club as an option, but got told that was too mean.
Because it's from the same series, River!
Yeah,
what's
but
the
that's...
strange case of the alchemist's daughter?
Okay,
That's a good one. Oh, strap in. You're in for
Strap
a
in.
ride.
Oh no.
So this was gonna be our Monster Mash episode. It is still in the vault. But basically it is, what if the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but all young women, basically.
Also,
And
what if Jekyll and Hyde had a daughter? 2 daughters, actually.
one as Jekyll, one as Hyde. Basically, Sherlock Holmes is a minor character in the series that does end up getting with Jekyll's daughter in the end.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's bad. They have... This is a Sherlock with no homoerotic sexual tension with his Watson and is nice to women. So your validity of how canon he could or could not be is very highly dependent. Tip your waitstaff.
I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. Callie
I
loves
moved
it.
up. I did it. Ha!
Congratulations. Quote the Sherlock. We all have occasional failures. Fortunately, Dr. Watson never writes about mine. So is it Kentucky Fried Holmes? Is it The Irregulars? Is it The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes? Is it, if there's a God, they should have given me unlimited free time? All right. Only one of you got The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes. Congratulations, Sam. So, So this is apparently what was a major inspiration for BBC Sherlock, supposedly, which makes no sense considering the fact that one is one where Sherlock is heavily implied to be gay instead of just queer baiting us.
Well, it's Britain in the 2010s.
Yep.
All right, question 15, your last quote to Sherlock. Before you say anything, I would like to remind you, I am holding an axe. Is it Lego Sherlock Holmes, Vlad Holmes, Elementary, or Sherlock?
Vlad Holmes.
See, that just sounds like it if somehow Sherlock was related to Dracula.
No, that is if Dracula was Sherlock.
Both are interesting, I gotta admit.
Everyone got it right. It is indeed Elementary.
We all love Elementary in this house.
The fact that there is no Lego Sherlock Holmes is kind of criminal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is criminal.
I'm surprised evil Sherlock Holmes from Star Kid hasn't showed up yet.
I completely forgot about that, to be honest. Grab bag. Which alien is an unexpected descendant of Sherlock? Is it A, Data, B, Spock? Is it Bib Fortuna? Or is it E.T.? I'm glad you enjoyed that, Sam. Oh, nobody... Did nobody get...
I'm glad we all went the same direction.
I think we got thrown off because Data is actually like more in the deer stalker.
Yeah.
No, Data was a Sherlock in a episode, but he is not a direct descendant of. It was one of those holodeck episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so Gene Roddenberry believes Sherlock fucked.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because no, Spock blatantly says, as an ancestor of mine once said, when you eliminate the impossible, like that whole line.
Okay, but doesn't
Go?
part...
Huh.
Doesn't that maybe mean that he's referring to Arthur Conan Doyle?
I guess
Okay,
that's true, because, that is true, but most people interpret it as, no, it's supposed to be that he's related to Sherlock.
Which, since Spock is half human, sure, why not? All things are real and all things are fake. Why not? Also,
It's all made up anyway.
Also, you could also read that as a rather than a unexpected descendant in a literal sense, also a metaphorical sense. Spock falls more under the Sherlock archetype than Data does.
Oh, easily.
Data is much more the android learning to love.
Yeah.
Teach Data how to knit.
Oh, he'd love it. I barely go here, and I know he'd love knitting.
Question 17, grab bag. Which one of these actors hasn't played a Sherlock? Henry Cavill, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, or Christopher Plummer?
I think he spelled plumber wrong, but...
He might have, yeah.
It's entirely possible. I can't spell for shit. The answer is indeed Patrick Stewart. As previously mentioned, he was indeed Watson to Data's Sherlock in that one holodeck episode of Star Trek, but he has never played Sherlock himself.
Meanwhile, Christopher Plummer has indeed played Sherlock, and he played one of the many Sherlocks that hunted down Jack the Ripper.
Which is a surprisingly frequent trope.
I've seen clips, he's fantastic, and... So any Sherlock girlies who also have crushes on Captain Von Trapp, I mean...
The timelines match. Sherlock went to hunt Jack the Ripper, and then afterwards he went to go yell at Henry Higgins.
Yes. Most excellent. Grab bag trivia. Which Sherlock-inspired media has Sherlock fighting a blue beam to space with the power of family? Is it A, The Irregulars, B, The Librarians, C, Mentors, or D, Justice League Dark?
None of you got it. It is The Irregulars, my dumb, stupid Netflix series. Irregulars
I don't
is
have Netflix anymore, so I guess that's why I've never heard of this thing.
very fair. Also, it didn't last very long. The Irregulars is a one-season wonder.
What? A Netflix series not lasting very long? How unexpected?
Jesus Christ, Sam.
The
And by
Irregulars is
unexpected, I mean completely expected!
The Irregulars is a one-season wonder brought to us by partially the BBC, partially Netflix. It is based around the concept of the Baker Street Irregulars, who in the traditional canon of Sherlock Holmes are usually a grab-bag group of street urchins who help Sherlock solve crimes by getting him information. In this case, the Irregulars are a ragtag group of orphans and a runaway prince, played by Tom Holland's best friend. Literally, that is his claim to fame. I think he's supposed to be a legitimate prince. I think he's Leopold? Hard to tell.
Wow.
Yeah, he's Prince Leopold. They help solve a litany of vaguely supernatural crimes. Sherlock in this one is a deadbeat dad. Watson is a blatantly gay black man in love with Sherlock, and a little miffed about the fact that Sherlock fell in love with a woman. But yeah, Sherlock is a deadbeat dad in this one, and they end up fighting a blue beam to space that is not quite a space beam, but a psychic energy thing. Don't worry about it. It's Tuesday. It's a very strange series. It got redlined into my brain at warp speed one weekend, and I have not stopped thinking about it since. And I mostly mean that derogatorily.
Aww. All right, Rat Bag Trivia. In Once Upon a Time, which character was supposed to be Sherlock? Oh god, Sam is screaming. You guys can't hear it because they were kind enough to mute themselves, but Sam is screaming. Is it A, Ruby, B, Whale, C, Jefferson, or D, Graham?
I tapped the wrong thing. I can't take it back.
Okay.
Damn it, I pressed the wrong thing too.
And only 2 of you actually tried to answer. Is it an interesting thing?
No,
but
I tried to answer, but I was pressing the screen on my computer instead of the screen on my phone.
And I pressed the wrong option.
So yeah, only 1 of you got it. It is Graham, who
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Graham. He was, of course, the huntsman instead, as those of us who are cursed with the knowledge of Once Upon a Time know. But he was apparently initially going to be Sherlock Holmes, which I only found out because River told me.
They couldn't get the rights.
This is before public domain.
Yeah, before it was all in the public domain, because the Conan Doyle estate was very stingy about it.
They're still stingy about it. Like, they got mad at Netflix for Enola Holmes because, like, Sherlock's too nice and that hasn't gone into the public domain yet.
Well, yeah, but now they don't. Now they can't be stingy about it because it is in the public domain. So, ha!
Grab bag trivia. Which actor has played both James Bond and Sherlock Holmes? Is it Daniel Craig, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, or Sean Connery?
I have no fucking clue who Roger Moore even is.
That's fine. He was only as James Bond for like 2 movies, and it's the weird 70s ones that no one remembers.
Yes, I know that one.
And he arguably has some of the most
iconic moments.
Not iconic, but at least some iconic Live and Let Die. The
Da-da-da,
spy who loved him.
da-da-da.
I just don't even know who he is as an actor.
At least he's the only James Bond who actually, like, said, hey, I'm not gonna, fuck around with a younger woman. No, absolutely not.
Good for him.
Good for
Truly.
him.
But yeah, no, he's one of the weird 70s Bonds that only lasted for 2 movies.
I swear to God he lasted for more because my dad has box sets of him.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
All right, last question, 21 of 21, and it's fitting that I'm the one who asks this. What is Jazz's favorite Sherlock adaptation? Is it The Athena Club, Sherlock, Elementary, or The Great Mouse Detective? I'm a little hurt that only one of you got this right. Was it you, Shami?
Yes,
I bet it was
me!
Okay, I knew it was between 2 of them.
I know.
Talked more about the Athena Club, I swear.
No, that's valid, but the thing
And
is,
you've
I
talked
love-
a lot about
Yeah,
Great
I
Mouse
think
Detective
that
and how
was
much
the
you
same
love
time.
it.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen Great Mouse Detective.
Yes, you have. You've talked about it.
That was Sam. Sam has talked about it.
Oh.
LMAO.
I've never seen The Great Mouse Detective in its entirety.
It's
I know
me. Hi, I'm the problem.
I do love the Athena Club as a series, but no, he is far from my favorite Sherlock, partially because he ends up with Mary Jekyll at the end, because, yep, go
Now
ahead.
you're confusing me even more, because you're asking your favorite Sherlock adaptation, and I thought that meant Sherlock adaptation as in something that adapts Sherlock Holmes as a collective work, not Sherlock
The
Holmes
Athena-
the character.
The Athena Club also doesn't adapt Sherlock Holmes overall either.
Exactly.
It's more of a Victorian literature sandbox.
Yes. That's a very good way of putting it. Like I said, it's very League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, though I prefer it greatly over League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Can't imagine why.
All right, final scores.
Callie lost, and that's okay.
In 3rd place, we
You're
got
on the podium.
Callie. In 2nd
There's
place,
only 3 of us.
we got Samlock Holmes. And in
And-
1st place, the winner is Shami!
I pulled it at the last second.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, it is a very tight race, all things considered.
Congratulations, Shami.
Congrats, Shami.
Your prize is bragging rights.
Shall we plug and peace out?
Yes, let's go ahead. Who's got stuff to plug at the end of this?
I will be waking Ire up soon so that we can resume 6 Degrees of Star Wars, available wherever pods are cast. The podcast where we explore all the ways George Lucas's flagship franchise surrounds us, binds us, and penetrates us in the landscape of cinema. And on a more general note, call your representatives, advocate for a ceasefire.
I'm Callie, and I'm the host of the podcast Postcards from Mystic Falls, a podcast where residents of Mystic Falls drag newcomers into the Vampire Diaries coven. We'll be discussing all of the shows in the Vampire Diaries universe from the CW network, which included 2 spin-offs, the originals, and legacies. The Vampire Diaries premiered in 2009, and it all ended with Legacy series finale aired in 2022. We plan to air our first episode on June 24th, after the convention taking place June 7th through the 9th in Covington, Georgia, where the Vampire Diaries was filmed. The convention, called June Wedding, is being hosted by Epic Events and Entertainment, and I will, of course, be at the wedding of the year. I'll be posting on all of our social media profiles, which you can find in the episode description. It's Mystic Falls. Nothing bad ever happens here.
And you can find me on the online news on Tumblr, where I post listicles and do all your fan cast requests. And my GoFundMe is still up, so donations are greatly appreciated.
You can find me on Twitter at DreamsRebel. It is hockey season, baby. We are in the playoffs in the final days, and my team has made it to the Western Conference Finals, so I will be insufferable. You can also find me on WordPress at filmlion.wordpress.com. Where I talk about mostly television at the moment, if you want to continue hearing my thoughts about that, all in all.
All hail the otter.
All hail Otter.
And as always, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Favor Vieira. You could also follow the show on Twitter at IER Podcast. And if you would like to help us reach the next chapter of our story, please consider leaving us a review or rating us on the podcatcher of your choice, telling all of your friends and family about us. And even better, if you have room in your wallets, please consider donating to our Patreon, our Ko-Fi page, or just the support the show link below. We hope you've enjoyed our very first game show. We'll probably be doing more of these in the future. Once again, happy Sherlock Day to all who celebrate, and it's elementary, my dear players.